As we all know, the pandemic put a lot of obstacles in our way, especially for people who are in the entertainment industry. With me today is Steve Trevino. He is a well-known comedian from the South Texas area who has really put his name on the map as well as ours, and he's using it for a great cause. Steve, thank you for joining us. Tell us, what has the pandemic been for you as a comedian, and how have you been able to use your talent to help others?
Well, I mean, first of all, there was a moment where I was feeling sorry for myself and I was feeling like, oh my gosh, what's going to happen to me? And then something inside of me, and I think it's part of what has helped me succeed is I go, you know what, there's got to be a way. And, we started podcasting and we started doing things. And, one of my charities is veterans, specifically Helicopters for Heroes. And I said, you know what? We can go out there and we can still continue to raise money for veterans. And I've just always had this attitude of you can't tell me no, you're not going to stop me. And, I take giving back. And I always say that if I'm going to take, I need to give back as much as I take. And, for Christmas, me and Jose Trevino, the catcher for the Texas Rangers, we raised at Brewster Street in my community, we raised $30,000 for Toys for Tots. And then last Saturday, we raised, in conjunction with Hobbs Hot Rod Run and our friends at Aztec Chevrolet, we raised $100,000 for Driscoll Children's Hospital. And yeah, and for me, I just, it's a no quit, no stop. There's got to be a way. I mean, look, in this business, you hear no's constantly. And I've gotten to the point where no's mean nothing to me. And no pandemic is going to stop me. I mean, we even filmed a special during the pandemic called My Life in Quarantine, which is on Amazon Prime right now. And then in 2 weeks from now, I'm gonna record another hour special in Waco, Texas on March 20th. If anybody wants to come out to that from South Texas, we'd love to have it. But to me, it was very important, and giving back is important. And when I spoke to my friends at Aztec Chevrolet, who have been so supportive of the podcast, so supportive of my career, and I started running my mouth about Helicopters for Heroes, and he goes, well, why do we do it in Dallas? Why can't we also do it in South Texas? So that's one of the reasons I'm on here, is to see if we can pique some interest, and we can find people that. Not only do we have our event in Ennis, Texas, that I'm proud to say we raised $500,000 for veterans. 98% of that went back to the veterans. And, when Aztec Chevrolet came to me and said, let's do it here. And I said, okay, well, help me get the press. Help me talk to people about what I do with Helicopters for Heroes. And what we do is we take our veterans, we put them in helicopters, they shoot pigs out of those helicopters. And it's a wonderful weekend for us, and a very emotional weekend. And hopefully me running my mouth with you will get a little bit of attention. And maybe we can do our event in South Texas. So helicoptersforheroes.com if anybody wants to look at it.
Amazing. And of course, you mentioned your special on Amazon. How can we find that as well?
Amazon Prime. If you're a Prime member, you can watch it for free. If you have Amazon on your smart TV, just put in Steve Trevino. And I'm proud to say, and no offense to another South Texan, but when you put Steve in the search engine, I am above Stone Cold Steve Austin. So yeah, I'm more famous than Stone Cold Steve Austin. So
I love it.
All you got to do is put me in a search engine and you will find me. So South Texas, I love you. You are my community. You will always be my community. Thank you.
Man. Steve, you're such an inspiration. Just this time I've spent with you this past few minutes have me going. I'm excited for what the future holds. And before we started this interview, we talked a little bit about the Hispanic culture. So before we go, tell me what words you have for any young talent out there who are looking to be in the spotlight one day or pursue a career that they feel might be out of their reach because of their ethnicity or their gender.
It can be done, and you belong there, and you deserve to be there, and you're good enough to be there. All you have to do is don't take no for an answer.